Shall we begin with just talking about our own idea, about this and that all the way? But instead of that, shall we talk about that which appears in daily life that hasn't been known at all before? That is so surprising, very amazing to know that there's nothing now. See, without whatever condition to arise at all, there is nothing. So each moment is very fragile, very short, because it's conditioned to arise and falls away unknowingly and keep on thinking about them as this or that all the time. So the best way is to begin to understand what is there in life, especially now, that can be known as not self, not as not self. Because usually there is the idea of I see, but seeing cannot be I, see. Turn around. What one used to take it for I, to know that it's gone completely, because it's just conditioned to see, not think, not anything at all, just to see, and then falls away. That's why there are reality which arises to experience unknowingly from birth, keep on arising and experience different objects all the time, even right now, or the moment ago, or the moment to be. See, never stop at all. So we learn to understand that there is no self, but there are different realities. To be confident whether that is true or not, in order to follow on the teachings of the Buddha, why anything cannot be counted or take for self at all. Okay, there's no one, no thing. At that which is seen, we come from moment to another moment, because there is the idea all the time that I see kun and kun and kun and kun, many names here. But you see that I recognize the shape and form, but I cannot remember the name. Very close, and like hung and ha and who and he. Sorry to say that, because you see, quite very difficult for me to remember all at once. At once is impossible. But the more I know, the more I see, the more I hear, the idea is there, as I know who's there. So from seeing, like a child, baby, just born, it sees, but it has no idea what is seen at all. So it's just like now, thinking about the actual moment of seeing, just one moment of seeing. How can it know what is what? It just sees. But after seeing has fallen away, the next moment follow. If Buddha didn't tell us all about them, no one can think about that at all. What kind of citta follows seeing, and how many cetasikas are there with the next citta, which is different from cetasika, number of cetasika which arise with seeing. See, life keeps on going unknown all the time. That's why, in order to learn to understand reality as not self, it's not sudden moment just to know that, oh, now there's no body, there's no self. Because ignorance and the idea of self has been accumulated for how long? Eons and eons, thousands and hundred eons and eons ago. So all realities now are covered up completely. It's sealed by ignorance and attachment. So what can open it up little by little, just to begin to understand? Because the other life we don't know how many times we have heard or not. Depends on now. There are opportunities, not by chance, but by conditions, to be interested in that which is very, very difficult to understand. Even it's now. Seeing is seeing now. Thinking is thinking now. But it's so very difficult to know that nothing is permanent. Each arises and falls away in split seconds. But it can be little by little until it can be a moment of directly experience the arising and falling away of whatever appears now. But not by eye, but by the developed panya, by itself, little by little, from this morning up to now and tomorrow and on and on. So what is heard should be considered that nobody can change. Seeing just sees, and thinking just thinks. And the more we learn about realities, the more can bring about the idea of it cannot be taken for self. But I'm sure it's not in this life. But learn to understand the unexpected moment it can come, only when there is more understanding. So the one who see the virtues of the Buddha never stop listening to his teachings because it's so true. So no expectation for anything to arise in life. It can happen, whatever. See, no expectation to get up, but something conditions.
He's helping again.
See, by condition.
Yeah, but he learns it's not self, it's a parami. No, not self, parami.
And even now listening to the teaching is parami.